What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, two-time junior welterweight, world champion, superstar boxer, Regis Prograis defeats Zorilla via unanimous decision, split decision over Zorilla, and majority decision, however you so choose to look at it. And it was a lackluster performance, to say the very least. At the very least, you can say this was a lackluster performance on the part of Regis Prograis. He was unofficially knocked down in the first round of the fight, and it didn't get scored. It didn't count. It was a straight right hand by Zorilla, and it didn't count. And then Regis Prograis got a knockdown later on in the fight, and the judges scored this fight. It was a lackluster performance on both parts. Regis Prograis was following his opponent around the entire night. He was very inaccurate with his punches. He was very, lethargic with his movement. I was shocked by this performance. It was like he felt the power of Zorilla, and in Regis Prograis, he just kind of went through the motions. He didn't assert himself, right? He wasn't asserting himself. He wasn't aggressive. He wasn't going to the body. He wasn't cutting the ring off. He was just like, it was like he was, content with just allowing the fight to unfold and play out. He wasn't taking the fight. He wasn't attempting to take the fight from Zorilla, right? He was just letting the fight come to him, but he was just following him around the ring. And Zorilla did a lot of movement in this fight, okay? A lot of movement for the entire 12 rounds. It looked a lot like, the fight that Jerron Boots Ennis had with Chua Karazin, but Jerron Ennis was somewhat cutting the ring off and engaging. So Regis Prograis is now 29 wins, 1 loss, no draw, 24 wins by way of knockout. 34 years of age, 5'8" with a 67-inch arm reach. Again, I was very disappointed in this performance by Regis Prograis. This had to be the worst performance I've seen Regis Prograis have in his entire career, right? He was not aggressive. He was not asserting himself. He was going through the motions. And at the end, he did admit that it was a lot of pressure for him to perform in his hometown, in front of his hometown fans in New Orleans. He stated that it was hard, it was a lot of pressure, it was a lot of nerves, and that, he simply, was trying to live up to it, period, right? And he stated that to the fans. He apologized to the fans afterwards. He told the fans, he apologized for his performance. He wished he did better than what he did. But, again, like I said, I expected a guy like Regis Prograis, with the talent of Regis Prograis, with the skill set of Regis Prograis. I expected Regis Prograis to make adjustments. I expected Regis Prograis, to put on a show. I expected him to, close the gap, cut the ring off. He did none of those things. None. It did not look like the Regis Prograis I'm accustomed to seeing. Rough, rugged Regis Prograis. As soon as and then he stated in the end, he felt the power of his opponent. And he stated that, he said that he has a lot of power. And, that right hand is special. I think fighting at home sometimes is just way too much pressure for these fighters. I think Regis Prograis, fighting, somewhere else where the pressure is not as heavy, would be better suited for Regis Prograis. The pressure just seemed to be too much for him. He admitted that. If this was a fighter like Devin Haney or Teofimo Lopez, Regis Prograis would have lost 10 rounds to 2. That's how bad he looked in this fight. Okay, he did not look remotely close to what we're accustomed to seeing, and he knew it. He said that the first thing he said out his mouth was, I got to get back to the gym. I got to go back to the drawing board. I got to train and learn to cut the ring off, because he was not cutting the ring off at all whatsoever. He was simply following. He was circling to his right. Zorilla was circling to his right, And that's all they did all night. Zorilla was not committing to anything because he was clearly conscious of Regis Prograis' power. He was clearly trying to avoid Regis Prograis' left hand. He did not want to engage. That was the game plan, to move around the ring, to try and box. That was not who we're accustomed seeing Zorilla fight as. And again, right, this goes back to what fighters like Floyd Mayweather always historically say. I never watch tape. I never watch film, because what you see on film may not be what they present the night you fight them. And on film, Zorilla was a guy who was a flat-footed, stand in front of you, change and exchange with you type of fighter, right? He would throw heavy punches. That was anything but what he displayed tonight. He did not display that tonight. Tonight, he was a mover, constant mover. Not a mover, but a constant mover, right? He didn't take any breaks from moving. None. So I was extremely disappointed in this showing, in this outing by Regis Prograis. And it wasn't like you looked at Regis Prograis and you're like, he lost a step or he lost a lot. He don't have the same hand speed, or none of those things was evident. Okay, this was more so, once again, just him not asserting himself, right? Him, not being, aggressive, not cutting off the ring, not being, strategic enough, not being, he just mentally seemed like he wasn't, checked in. That's what it just presented itself like. He mentally just wasn't checked in, right? He mentally was checked out, right? He just, his ring IQ, he has an extreme high ring IQ. And for, him not to, display that tonight, we saw a Regis Prograis fight against Josh Taylor and much better competition. And you see Regis Prograis clearly asserting himself, showing his power, showing his savviness, showing his awkward style. Just you saw a better version of Regis Prograis, okay? And this wasn't it. I've never seen this type of performance from Regis Prograis in his entire career. Again, if this version of Regis Prograis shows up against Josh Taylor, or against Devin Haney or Teofimo Lopez, Regis Prograis is going to lose. Okay, he was getting hit with the jab. He was getting hit with the right hand. It just was that his opponent wasn't assertive. Okay, he wasn't. He didn't want to assert himself. He wasn't aggressive. He was so cautious and so wary of Regis Prograis' power that he just simply refused to assert himself. And because he refused to assert himself, he lost the fight. Right? If he did more and was more active, now maybe if he was more active, Regis Prograis would have been, counterpunching him. He would have been a better version of himself. But, you got to take it from the champion, especially the champion in the champion's hometown, especially he's the champion. You was brought in on 4 weeks notice, so you couldn't, I don't know what to expect. What did he expect from this fight? Right? You got to assert your dominance, period. And he didn't do that. He didn't assert himself at all whatsoever. He didn't come to win, and it showed, period. Point blank and period. And he lost because of that. So, yeah, that's all I got for y'all, man. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new. Make sure you get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. It's your boy Blue signing off. I'm going. Peace.